Hi, and welcome to Discourse Digital. Today we're going to take a look at how interior designers, architects, and other design professionals can get started with a web app quickly and easily using Odoo and Google Cloud. It's a simple process, takes about 30 minutes, so let's get started. Let's first talk about what Odoo ERP is. Odoo is a set of tools that help you manage your business from end to end. Whether you're online or off, Odoo's tools can help facilitate customer relationships, vendor relationships, and sales order management, as well as nearly any other part of your business that you can imagine. Odoo is an extensible set of tools that's baked into a core software program that allows developers and other tinkerers to easily extend that platform for a fraction of the cost of tools like Microsoft Dynamics and SAP Business Objects. This set of tools is open source, meaning that the source code is easily and freely installable by anyone with knowledge. So in today's tutorial, we'll take a look on how to install this using the Google Bitnami Cloud Installer, which is a simple one-click installer. Although there might be problems that pop up here and there, this is a cheaper alternative to the enterprise products which Odoo.com offers. So let's take a look on how easy it is to set up a website with Odoo and Google Cloud using Bitnami in this tutorial. Selecting your deployment. With Odoo, you have many types of deployment options, and with Bitnami, you can deploy to the cloud easily or your local machine. The Odoo source code can be compiled and deployed anywhere, and Odoo Enterprise is available for people who want the online version or the simplification of setting up and maintaining your Odoo instances. Deploying on Google Cloud. We'll first select single tier, and then we'll select our Google Cloud launch platform. Once we have all of our billing account, Google account set up, and enabled all of our APIs, we'll be able to click the launch button, which will show us how and walk us through the process of deploying a Google Odoo instance to your Google Cloud account. All these settings we're going to leave the same, and we're going to deploy this machine. Obtaining login credentials. Once your instance has spun up, login credentials will be available on the deployment screen simply by clicking the deployment instance on the left-hand side. You'll see the site address, which is pending right now, will be filled in with the IP address, which you can use to add to your DNS with your domain service provider. You can use the admin user and password to log into your instance once your domain name is bound to your instance. Or you can access the instance via the IP address directly, but it will be insecure. Setting up SSL Security. Bitnami offers an SSL certificate setup tool called bInsert tool, which you can access using the SSH command underneath your login credentials. Simply type in the command sudo opt bitnami bInsert tool, and it'll walk you through the process of setting up your SSL certificate. Simply enter your domain name that you bound to your DNS provider via the IP address that we acquired in the previous step, and it'll ask you if you want to add subdomains, if you want to do redirects, and if you want to redirect HTTP to HTTPS. Because there is a bug currently in Odoo's Bitnami installation, we're going to choose not to redirect HTTP to HTTPS traffic because of a bug in the editor tool. We'll have to come back and fix that bug later. Once the installation has finished, it'll give you a confirmation and also tell you the location of backed up previous keys if there were any. We'll simply press enter to continue and then exit to exit. And in this screen, you can see the SSH button underneath the login credentials. Logging into your Odoo instance. When you visit the domain name that you set up with your DNS provider, you'll be provided the login screen. Because we didn't redirect non-secure to secure traffic, typing in HTTPS before the domain name will be necessary before we fix that bug. Then simply use your credentials that showed up on the deployment screen to log into your instance. Be sure to change your password after you have securely logged in. Adding apps. Once you're logged in, you'll be presented with the app screen. Simply get started, choose an app. It can be any of the apps, but I'm going to recommend that you install the sales module first. Use the left-hand menu to go back to the settings page and activate the developer mode at the bottom of the page. Adding system properties. We're going to go back to the settings, and up at the top we'll go to technical, scroll all the way down, and go to system settings or system parameters. Type in web to find the web-based URL, and you'll notice this is using HTTP instead of HTTPS, so we'll delete this and copy that key. Then we'll create a new key with webbase.url and the HTTPS domain name that we assigned with our DNS provider. This will help Odoo mitigate some of the problems that we're having with this redirection, and it also shows you how to use system parameters. We'll add a web-based URL.freeze and set the value equal to true in order to preserve this on restarts. Adding the website module. Go back to your app screen and select the website module and activate. If you get this error, this is because of the bug I discussed earlier, and you can ignore it for now. As long as you didn't set up HTTP to HTTPS redirection, the rest of the app should work fine throughout the setup phase. Adding domain and site name. Go back to your settings, and on the left-hand side select website, and in the domain type in the HTTPS domain name that you assigned with your DNS provider. We'll leave the home page as the index page, and we'll add the website name as our design studio. Now you'll hit save, and you'll notice some of the top attributes have been updated. Scrolling down, you can see all the options and enterprise options that are available in the website module. Creating your website. So once you install the website module, you're going to get this screen where you can select and fill in information about your business for the automated AI to create a web page for you. You can select pages and features to add, and in the enterprise version, these have a slightly additional cost. Now you can select a theme, and we'll build out the pages for your particular site from here. This gives you a basis to start working from and stimulates a creative process online. So let's get started. Go to the top left and select Editor, and we'll go and change the page layout by going to the top right, Edit, and in top right again, Theme. In the Theme panel, you'll select Page Layout and Full Page, or Full, in order to see the change in the type of layout. This looks great, so we'll continue from there. Editing the header menu. The header menu is an important part of any web page, and you can see as I scroll down the page, the header menu stays in point. Now, some pages were duplicated, and that was an accident probably during setup. So we'll have to go to Site, Menu Editor, and we can delete the extra pages by hitting the small recycle bin. Save that, and you'll see our new menu pages are now correct. Changing the header style. The header or top of your web page can greatly influence the look and feel and the overall usage of your web app. So let's go ahead and see what we can change. In the editor panel, we can change the theme colors and theme options, which include font and font sizes, which will dramatically change the look and feel of your header. If we select the header, we can go to Customize and change the type of templates that's used to greatly change the layout style. And you'll see in this new style, we have a logo in the top center, a phone in the top right, social media in the top left, then the pages and the account page. I'm going to choose this one here with a tagline at the top. I think that looks great. If we click the mobile button, we can preview what it looks like on a mobile device. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to unclick my mobile view, and I'm going to go edit what the tagline says. I'm also going to change my logo while I'm at it. Once I add my tagline, I can go ahead and make it bold, recolor it. I could selectively make a word bold, like the word excellence here. And I can conditionally style it to be visible only on mobile or desktop. So that's useful for hiding elements that might break the page on mobile. So let's go ahead and select that text again, scroll down to the control panel on the bottom right, you'll see visibility, and we'll select that to be hidden on mobile devices. Now if we save that and preview our mobile viewport, we'll see that the tagline is hidden. And that's generally how you hide things in the website editor in Odoo, which is powerful for optimizing your mobile viewport and how people view your website on mobile devices. So I think that all looks good. We're going to head back to our settings page, and we're going to take a look at how to change the theme color. If we click on the theme palette, we'll be able to change the overall color scheme and then select a color variant for our header by selecting the header and then clicking on one of the styles. So under colors, click on the title and the style that you want to try, and you'll see it'll change the overall site theme to the color palette within the range from the template you selected. I think white looks the best, so I'm going to stay with white. I could try pink, or I could try green. I can basically edit to be anything that I want by selecting color or gradients as well. But this gives an easy and quick way to change the style site-wide and update your theme as the years go on. So we'll save that. Editing pages. Odoo has a very powerful page editor, which we can access just by going to the top right Edit menu. So let's go ahead and select the About Us page and build out the page from there by going to the Edit menu in the top right. First, we'll change the style of the header by changing the color and the theme and removing the background image. So there's different types of elements you can add for the header. You can style it by color, you can style it with some overlays, or you can add an image. We're just going to use a style that's a gradient color that matches our theme. We'll also update the color of the text by selecting it, hovering over the black, and setting it to black. So let's go ahead and drag and drop some sections that we might want to add to our About Us page. As we drag them over, you'll see that it gives us a preview of the section and what it'll look like in our page. These pre-made blocks make it easy to build very complex pages very fast and style them very easily. So we'll select this text to the right block, and then we'll go to the top right of the editor panel to duplicate it. When we select the image, the right control arrow will switch the sides of the text so that we can have a more interesting page. If we double click on the images, we'll be able to edit and upload those. We'll also add a references block and go ahead and save that for now. Adding new pages. Simply go to the new in the upper right and select page. Type in the page title, and we'll leave add to menu so that it automatically adds it to the top menu. We're going to create a projects page, which is just a list of current projects that we might be interested in having case studies about. And we'll do that the same way we'll build any page by dragging the blocks over to the left-hand side. We'll just edit the text. And we'll remove this link by just selecting it and then backspace. Remember, we can edit any of the images just by double-clicking them, and you can also style the hovers or the shapes that go around the images by selecting the type of overlay the image gets in the right-hand editor panel. So now we're down with our text, we can add more interesting blocks. And we'll choose the media list in order to create a list of projects that we can then create separate pages for and link from here to the new page. We're not going to create those other pages. I'm just going to create the list of projects and show you how to create the links. So you'll see the read more there link, which is already established when you drop the media list in there. And we can go and edit the section headers and text, and then edit the images to match our portfolio. There's many types of different links and formats for links inside of Odoo, and you can see the continue reading one here in this block, which we'll leave like this. It's just the plain link instead of a button. Now I'm going to change the style of the button by going to select it and going on the right hand side, selecting style, secondary, and you can try large, you can try small, you can try medium. I'm going to leave it with this outline fill on medium. I think that looks nice. We'll go ahead and add the same type of thing here on the second media block, and we'll leave the third one the same with the arrow link. Above the style is where you would put your URL. Since we don't have those pages built yet, we're just going to leave it like this. Now we have a nice little projects page. I can edit my menu and position my projects in the header menu wherever I want. To activate the page, simply go and publish it in the top right-hand section. Now we're working on our services page. In our services page, we can drag and drop blocks that we can use to describe what we want to sell. Really, you can play around with these to generate very dynamic web pages, but simple pages often do the best in conversions and displaying information that's easily found to websites like Google and Bing. For my services pages, I've chose this 3-column images with details. Again, I would need to develop the details pages and then come back and set these links for those pages. But just to give you an idea of what you can do, we'll set up these types of services and then assume we're going to make those pages later. Now we'll save this, and we have our services and project pages completed. Now let's work on the pricing page. There's a price list that we can add, just going ahead and dropping it off, and then removing the background image by unclicking the camera icon in the right-hand editor panel. We'll go ahead and edit the text And we'll update that to be a list of our design services, again, being a list of whatever you want. Now, the pricing here isn't dynamic. If you change your pricing, you'll have to edit this page. But you can see the power of the editor and how quickly you can create very nice web pages that are mobile compliant, actually mobile first, and fully responsive. So you create beautiful pages that are compliant across mobile devices, that are compliant across desktop, and that all your users can access without the headache of worrying about all the technical details that go into something like that. We'll go and update the prices, which you can see update easily. The lines update easily because this module is built to handle this particular task. And within Odoo, modules or website snippets, as this is called, can be built custom for you so that you can have a unique theme that's different from all the other Odoo users. For the vast majority of cases, using this theme and then stylizing out however you want will dramatically separate you from other Odoo users. Add a contact page map. So we'll go back to our contact page and go back to our blocks, and we'll drag and drop the map. We'll enter an address after selecting the map component. And after we enter the address, the map will populate, and we can set different attributes such as the zoom or the height of the map on the page. Once I hit tab, you'll see the map generate. Now I'll go and add different attributes to set it to half the page side, to add a description, and I can even set the color filter and the zoom level. I think that looks good. And that gives our contact page a little bit more jazz. I can go and edit the contact details on the right sidebar by just clicking on the text box and editing the attributes, including the address, phone number, and website. Once I'm done that, I'll just go ahead and save this page, and our contact page is just about done. All right, looking good. Just going to change that to 555 in case anybody thinks it's a real number. And we're good to go. Preview a mobile layout. In the top right-hand corner of the page when you're on the website editor is a mobile layout button. When you click it, you get a viewport simulating a mobile layout. Remember, any changes that you make during this view will also impact your desktop view. The customer portal. We're not going to review it here, but if you go into your drop-down under your name and go to My Account, this is where all your account management for your visitors will happen. Adding a new blog article. The blog feature of Odoo is very powerful. In fact, you can set up many blogs by going to Configuration, adding new blogs, or renaming those that were set up during initialization. If we go to the News section, this is one of our blogs. You'll see Our Blog, All, and News. And if we go to the top right-hand section and click New, we can go ahead and set up a new blog post. We'll select the blog that we're going to want to populate and then select a title by entering it in the field here. A new blog template has appeared and our title is already pre-populated. we can go ahead and add a subtitle, which will also show on Google search results as well in the blog list. We can add the blog content, and we can go back and use the shortcut keys to add an image by clicking backslash and selecting image. We'll upload an image just by going to upload an image. And you'll see that it's inserted the image. I can go ahead and click on the image to format it further, but for now that looks good. I can select the header, and I can select the camera icon to add an image to the header. Now I can go and select the filter so it stands out a little bit more. I can go ahead and add tags or create a new tag if there isn't one present already, so that the blog is easier to navigate. That looks good, so I'll save that, and there's my first blog post. I can publish it by going to the top right, and now I can go back to my news section and see my first blog article in the list. There it is, and that looks pretty great. Updating the currency. The back end of Odoo, we can go to the settings and then to general settings and type currency into the quick search bar. From here, we can see the currency attribute, and we'll change that from euro to US dollars so that all of our currencies display with US dollar signs. We'll save that, and then when we set up a product, we'll see that our currency is displayed in US dollars. Adding new products. The e-commerce functionality of Odoo is extremely powerful. Let's see how we can add a design consultation to our e-commerce shop. Go to New and select Product. Type in the product name as Design Consultation. And when we save that, we'll get published the front end view of that product page. We'll click Save. And now you'll see the product next to the Edit button. We'll click that and view the product in the back end. You see we can log notes, we can send messages to other users, and we can adjust all the attributes of this product, including its category, its sales price, its cost, its category in the back end, as well as the SKU number or internal reference. We can set up optional and accessory products, and we can set up ribbons to show in the e-commerce store, as well as pictures and additional media. We can select a product picture, and we can set the general information. So now you see that I have the US dollars there. I've gone ahead and activated the product in the top right-hand corner. I'll go back and edit the front view, and I can add a short description that will show up on sales orders when this product is ordered online or through the back end of Odoo. Now I can begin to set up a custom page. I can determine how the image should respond when somebody clicks on it, either a magnifying glass or popping out when you click on it. I can then go into the blocks and customize this just like any other page by adding blocks to the page. And if this was a design consultation service, I can imagine that I want to explain a little bit about my process and how to get started with me. So I can go ahead and add sections just like I did on the other pages that we set up previously. This makes Odoo's product pages extremely flexible and very powerful. It's one of my favorite things about Odoo, and creating these landing pages is as easy as getting started. So we'll go ahead and duplicate that text box and then move the center box text image to the right-hand side. So now we have left, right, breaking up the page a little bit. I'm not going to edit the images, but double-clicking on the image, you can replace that image easily. And By selecting the image and clicking on the editor, you'll see the option to remove the fancy little boxes that are around it or change those to other types of decorations. Adding the CRM module. CRM module is very, very powerful. We can do this by going to apps and activating the CRM. It allows us to converse with customers, capture leads on our website pages, and do much, much more in managing our whole customer relationships. It's one of the best features of Odoo and how it's integrated into a complete ERP system for managing everything for your small business, medium business, or even large business. So it's something that you can grow into. And here on the back end, we'll see that we implemented the CRM, and the form on the contact page now has an option to create an opportunity from the lead. So we'll select the form, and in the form editor section, instead of send an email, we'll say create an opportunity. We'll assign a sales team and a salesperson, and every time that someone fills out that contact form, it'll create an opportunity in the CRM in the back end of Odoo, as well as send a message to your discussion thread to show you that someone is interested in your services. I'm not going to show you all that right now, but in further modules and tutorials, you'll see how we can use the CRM and other ERP tools to manage your business end to end. Finally, we can add Unsplash image support by editing the Unsplash keys and following the directions with the Odoo Unsplash integration. You can simply go and select Unsplash from the general settings, and it'll tell you where you need to do, what you need to do, and where you need to get the keys from to set this up. I already have an account, but you would need to go ahead and set up a new one if you don't. And then once you're logged in, you can go back to the instructions and go to the application dashboard to get your keys for your application. Like I said, I already have an application set up, so I'm going to use this one and my existing keys. And inside of Odoo, what this will do is it'll give us the ability to pull images from Unsplash to use in our blog articles or around the site. So let's take a final review of everything that we've accomplished. And you can see from the contact page to the home page to the color themes to the fonts, a lot of this has been done already for us, and it's created a nice basis for adding our information too. You can see how powerful the page builder is in creating new content for your website or creating new landing pages for you to promote to. Managing the website end to end is not all that hard. The back end of Odoo can be a little bit of work. So I do recommend that you would consider using Odoo Online at odoo.com for its enterprise value. At only $50 a user, it is quite a bargain. For Google Cloud, you can expect to pay $25 to $50 a month with about 3 to 4 users. So it can save you a considerable amount of money, but it also means that you have to maintain a server architecture and respond to any problems that might occur. When you're using Odoo Online, all these settings and add-ons and disaster recovery and mitigation are included in that service. But when you're deploying on Google Cloud, you have much more flexibility. So once you go ahead and take a look through all the settings, there are so many things to configure in Odoo, it's impossible to go one by one. So figuring out what works best for your business is going to be an investigation into Odoo, research into documentation, and using AI tools like ChatGPT to find out how to do things in the latest version of Odoo. Overall, it's an extremely powerful system. And when you get into using it for your business end to end, you can see how it replaces so many more expensive apps with something that's consolidated, simple, and can be used across your entire organization. So whether you're one person or 30 people, Odoo has a solution that can work for you at a price point that can meet your budget. While there's plenty more to set up in this instance, such as our accounting, our email servers, and our sales orders, this is a great way to get started with Odoo and get a presence started online. You can worry about setting all that other stuff up later, or you can work with a specialist like me to have it set up for you. So until next time, I thank you for joining me at Discourse Digital for understanding how to use Odoo and your design business.